Hey guys, so today we got some pretty crazy news on a bunch of different things. Obviously you see here on your screen a transforming cooler into final form cooler is leaked to come to JP Dokkan as the next Dokkan Fest unit. We haven't seen the official scan yet, but from what we know, it is like 95% sure an actual thing that's going to be happening. And then on global side, obviously we have LR full power Frieza coming, I think on Sunday. Right now it is Thursday, so it's like 3 days away. And then we also have transforming Dragon Ball Super Frieza and another cooler coming to Legends. So this month is pretty much my month. And what I did here was I went ahead and made a prediction for what I thought could be something that this cooler would end up looking like. I did one of these for, I believe, LR Bye Guys Goku, which never ended up happening, but it was just sort of like a, I don't know, like my thoughts on the unit and like what I would want to see in it. And I think I actually really enjoyed doing that, so, and it seemed like you guys really enjoyed watching it, so I'm gonna go ahead and maybe make this an ongoing thing if I'm really excited for a unit. I didn't do it for Future Gohan, because I don't know, I'm really not too excited about Future Gohan. I wasn't really too excited about Future Gohan, but like something like Cooler, I'm obviously super excited about him, so yeah, that's why I went ahead and decided to do this. So without further ado, let's go ahead and just start talking about Cooler here. So, first things first, I do think, actually let me pull up a few tabs here, because I think it's important just to know like my thought process on everything. So if we have the Wicked Bloodline category here. Actually, I should change it to JP in case there's anything that I'm missing here. So here's the Wicked Bloodline category. Pretty much all the usable units are like lumped up in the bottom here. We've got stuff like Transforming Frieza here, and the leaders are here. So just in terms of typing for the new cooler, right? So for AGL, I don't think he'll be AGL because we have this Metal Cooler who's still really good, plus this Frieza who's really good. So AGL, I mean, they have two really good units on for that coloring, so I don't think he'll be AGL. For tech, we do have this AZA Golden Frieza who's very, very good, plus Transforming Frieza who's still really good. So he could be tech, but I don't think so. Next we go to Int. Int has this guy and this Metal Cooler who's, honestly, as a subunit to this team, let's say the new cooler ends up being a Wicked Bloodline leader, you'd probably be better off running this guy as like a floater on your team over this guy, because he supports the team a lot better. He makes them come together a lot better, like meshes the team better, I think. And we also have this cooler, so that's three really, really powerful Int units. I don't think he'll be Int. Next we go to Strength. We have, of course, LR Full Power Frieza, and we have this Final Form Frieza who's still really, really good, and then we also have the newly released Battlefield LR, the Mecha Frieza and King Cold. So that's three really good Strength units. So now we go to Physical. There's a gaping hole in Physical. We do have this Frieza, but I mean, you're not going to be using him over him, so. We do also have the old, well not old, I mean he's pretty old at this point, the Final Form Cooler. So I think if I were to choose a typing for this cooler, I would choose Physical, just because I think that's what the team needs help with the most. So here we go. Physical Transforming Cooler is what I think he'll be. So it starts off obviously in this form and then transforms into Final Form. So leader skill is interesting. Let me pull up a window here so you guys can understand where I'm coming from. So there's really three different categories, or two different categories that I can see this guy leading. One is obviously Wicked Bloodline, which I think is pretty much a set thing. I don't think he won't lead Wicked Bloodline. I think that's like one of the things he'll definitely be doing. Then we come to Transformation Boost. I've seen a lot of people say that they think he'll be a Transformation Boost leader, which I would love. And I definitely think it's completely possible. After researching this, I realized that there's only been one standalone Dokkan Fest unit, so not dual Dokkan Fest, only one standalone Dokkan Fest unit that is released without introducing a new category to the game, which was Transforming Vegeta. So I think the odds of him releasing and not introducing a new category to the game are very low. Otherwise, I think Wicked Bloodline plus Transformation Boost could work really well for this guy as a leader. So I would not complain at all if that was his leader. I just don't think it's very likely. So I went ahead and was thinking about what category he could possibly lead. I was thinking, oh, maybe he could lead something like Invaders of the Earth, like Hatred of Saiyans, something like that. What else was I thinking about? I don't know, stuff like that. I don't think it'll be another movie bosses lead. We already have 2 of those. So I settled on Final Form. And it's interesting because let's pull up Full Power. So let's actually switch to JP so we have more units to look at. So Full Power has a lot of gaping holes here. Full Power actually takes like obviously the fully powered forms of everyone. So like Perfect Cell, there's no like perfect forms. There's not yeah. So this is Perfect Cell. There's no Perfect Form Cell. So I think Perfect Form Cell would obviously fit on Final Form. There's no Final Form Freeze on here. He would fit on Final Form. There's no Kid Buu on here. He would fit on Final Form. Stuff like that, I think, would be the main difference between Full Power and then Final Form. I think Bojack would also fit, even though he fits on this category as well. Not really sure how they would handle stuff like the Saiyans and stuff, because, like, at the time, like, for example, like, it's just, like, this Super Saiyan 3 Goku, this was his final form at the time when he fought, like, Kid Buu and Majin Buu. Like, this was his final transformation, but I don't know, like, how they would do that. I think the category would mostly end up being about villains. Like, for example, Janemba isn't on here. I think, like, Super Janemba would definitely be on Final Form because it's his final form. So stuff like that. Now, it obviously wouldn't be a big category, which is why I think it could benefit from being on a dual leader skill along with Wicked Bloodline. So obviously 170% across the board is what you'd be looking at there. I was actually tempted to make this key plus 4, but I think leaving it at 3 is fine. And then for Wicked Bloodline, attack plus 170% and then HP and attack plus 150. I wanted to not make this a direct power creep over Metal Cooler, because I feel like Metal Cooler does 170% across the board. So, I mean, Metal Cooler still has some viability in what he could do as a leader when this is not just 170% across the board. So that's the leader skill I went with. Could be interesting, but I do think obviously his best team would still be a Wicked Bloodline. You guys will see that as we go through this. So in his first non-transform state, I feel like this has been sort of like a thing that a lot of units have been doing recently, where they just raise defense, sort of like before they transform to get going. So that's cool. Just raises defense, causes immense damage, nothing special. And then his passive is also not too intricate. His passive is just attack and defense plus 90%, and then superclass allies and enemies attack minus 20%. This is really similar to Angel Golden Frieza. So Angel Golden Frieza actually does, I believe it's attack plus 150 and defense plus 50%, and then he does superclass allies and enemies attack minus 15%. So this is a little bit more balanced, with more on defense, less on attack, and then also more on the debuffing. So you're definitely not going to want to run this guy alongside superclass enemies, but I mean that's pretty obvious based off his leader skill. You're not really going to want to do that, so that's fine, I feel like. And then we move into his active skill, which is his transformation. Actually, let's go over links first. Brutal Beatdown, Thirst for Conquest, Universe Most Malevolent, Shocking Speed, Strongest Kind of Space, Big Bad Boss, Fierce Battle. That's just standard links. I mean, you could change out one or two of these for something like, I don't know. What do most coolers end up having? I didn't even check. I think, let me X out of this. Hold on. Pull up Final Form Cooler here. I believe he has Metamorphosis, which is the only difference than the links that I already listed out. Yeah, Metamorphosis right here. I think I had him with Brutal Beatdown over Metamorphosis. I mean, people like Metamorphosis. I mean, I guess you could use Metamorphosis when he transforms, but I don't know. I think I prefer Brutal Beatdown, and that's only because the Int... Is it the Int? Yeah, Angel Golden Frieza has Metamorphosis, or it has Brutal Beatdown as a link, so I think that's, you know, just an extra 10% that could benefit them. So we'll go down to his active skill. So this is his transformation. And the transformation basically is transforming into final form, and then also I added on an additional effect where he gives all Wicked Bloodline category allies plus 40% defense for 2 turns. So this is interesting because if you're running this guy as the leader, and you have 2 coolers who can transform back to back, you can transform with this guy, and then the next turn you can transform with the other cooler, and you would have 80% defense for that turn, and then you'd have 40% the following turn. So you'd have one turn with 40, one with 80, and then one with 40 just from this effect, which is super powerful. It possibly is too powerful. I'm honestly not sure, because it would probably work the same way as B-Pan's attack boost works, where it's like multiplying into the already existing passives of units that are on rotation during the time when it's activated. So it's possible that it's too powerful. It might have to be turned down to like 25% or 30%. I'm just not sure. This is how I would want it to work. And let's just look at the conditions real fast, because that ties into my explanation for why I want it to work like this. So able to be activated starting from the 3rd turn when HP is 50% or less, or after the 3rd turn and there's an enemy whose name contains Goku, excluding Goku Jr. and Goku Youth, because, I mean, Cooler doesn't really have any interaction with them. So the reason why I decided to do 50% or less, let's just take a look at the Wicked Bloodline category real fast. I believe I still have the window up somewhere. Do I have it up somewhere? Yeah, I do. So, Metal Cooler. Let's go back to English so you guys can read it. Metal Cooler. So his core appears when HP is 50% or below, so you're aiming to get your HP low. This Frieza, Easy A, or this is not, okay, this is an Easy A on global, but he gets an extra 50% attack when his HP is 50% or below. I believe it's 49% or below. Okay, so that's another unit who wants his HP to be low. Let's look at full power Frieza here. He wants his HP to be low, so when attack is, when HP is 50% or less when HP is 50% or less, he gets 2 key and 20% attacks. That's like an extra, what, 50% attack when his HP is 50% or low? So, like, so many units on this category want their HP to be low. And then, on top of that, they all have big bad bosses. So, that's why I designed the unit like this, because I really wanted him to capitalize on, like, being able to sustain a low amount of health for a long time. Because if you're on a Wicked Bloodline team and you're able to sustain 50% HP for multiple turns, and you're not really too in danger of dying because, you know, units like this are giving you a lot of defense and stuff like that, then that's going to make this team super powerful, because you're going to have multiple Metal Cooler transformations. You're going to have Golden Frieza, Easy A, doing like 1 billion damage. You're also going to have Final Form Frieza doing 1 billion damage. Everyone's going to have super high defense because of big bad bosses, and this ability here multiplying into each other and giving you like 300,000 defense. So that's why I think this is like ridiculous. And that's also why I made this restriction 50%, because I wanted to tie into like other restrictions that the units have on the team. So that's sort of what you're aiming for when you're using this unit. And then also have the Goku thing here, because, I mean, he was fighting Goku when he transformed, so I figured I'd throw that in there. So after transformation, this is where things start to get interesting, because his role changes here. Super attack is the fatal combination, which is the one where he like punches Goku into like the mountain and then lifts him up and then like slams him into the ground and shoots him into like the water. So this causes immense damage with a high chance to lower attack and defense. We've never seen this before. This is just something I think could be cool, and you guys will understand why later, why I did this. So high chance to lower attack and defense. Usually it's always been, I mean, guaranteed whenever you hit somebody, unless they're immune. Okay, so here we go with the passive. It's a little bit long, but I had to word it like this. So here we go. Attack and defense plus 120%. That's just at the start of the turn you get this buff. Launch an additional attack which has a high chance to become a super attack. So this super attack is guaranteed, and it has a high chance to become a super attack. So that's pretty good. After that, you have a high chance to launch an additional attack which has a chance to become a super attack. So this is the same chance as Physical Cooler, the original Final Form Cooler Dokkan Fest. Then after that, you have a medium chance to launch an additional attack, which has a rare chance to become a super attack. So every single time, you're getting 1 step down for the chance, and then 1 step down for the additional attack to become a super attack. Then after that, you have a rare chance to launch an additional attack, which cannot be a super attack. So a lot of additional attacks happening here. And then that's not it. You have a high chance to evade enemies' key-based super attacks and counter with tremendous power. So that's sort of like an homage to when Cooler flew through Goku's Kamehameha and just punched him in the face or whatever. So I thought that would be cool to have in the game. I mean, I don't think there's any game that has a functionality like that with Final Form Cooler. And like that's one of the coolest parts of the entire movie. When he flies through that Kamehameha and just like obliterates Goku, it's like, I can't believe no game has done that yet. I really want them to implement like an animation for this and stuff. But yeah, I felt like centering this guy around additional attacks would be pretty cool. I mean, he already does that, in his other cards. Like the AGL Final Form Cooler has a ton of additionals, and then the physical one also has additionals built in. So I felt like they might continue along with that same theme for him here, in like this continuous loop of additional attacks, which progressively get a lower chance of activating every single time you do it. So that's what I. I don't know if I think he'll be like this, but that's what I would do if I was, in charge of designing this card. And obviously, Cooler is one of my favorite characters. So, you guys, let me know what you think about this idea, and let me know what your guys' ideas are for this unit. And if you guys are planning on summoning or skipping or whatever, I mean, I guess a lot of it depends on how he ends up looking, like his stats and stuff, and his kit in the game. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and let me know if you guys think I should continue doing like videos like this. I've only done one in the past. This is my second one. I do have a lot of fun coming up with these ideas because I don't know. It's just this is like part of the fun of the game. You just theory craft about certain things and what you want to see with the units and stuff. So yeah, that's gonna be it. I will see you all in the next one.